Hey, it's another video while I'm driving. Never sitting still long enough anywhere else to get some thoughts out. But over the last couple hours driving around southeast Pennsylvania now, I've been listening to a couple of the podcasts from Green Ops that Luke hosts for Mike Green. And first of all, I want to recommend go listening to, in particular, the one that they just did not that long ago with Steve Anderson from Anderson Shooting. And what it's about is the mental game behind competing. And it doesn't have to be just shooting related. But he said a couple things that really struck with me, and I want to echo and paraphrase them, but also implore all the other shooters or competition shooters that follow me to go listen to that podcast yourself and really absorb it. And what Steve kept saying is like his big goal was to save shooters years of struggle or learning, or however he said it. And I've been working on my delivery and my context and all that on my own videos, so more people try to concentrate on the messages and not the delivery. Because really, in the back of my mind, the biggest thing that I've been trying to get guys to do is stop wasting time and stop wasting money if they're really serious about competing or even becoming a better shooter. And the biggest lesson that I picked up there is along this journey of mine, having to learn everything the hard way, and I've slowly been getting in contact. I took a Green Ops class that took me to their podcast, and that's how I got a hold of Steve Anderson, and here I am. And now maybe you guys are hearing me and you can circle back, take a class from Steve Anderson or Green Ops. But anyway, where I'm going with this is I'm at that point of the Dunning-Kruger slope where I'm back down at the fucking bottom, because I started competing and went the gear route and kept competing, and I was making a lot of improvement through shooting and competing and taking some classes. But what I've slowly been realizing is I still took a longer road by not being more humble in the beginning and gear chasing and not concentrating on my mental game. When I first started,
our success has been
there's another podcast playing, sorry. When I went to my first USPSA pistol match, I had a HK 45 compact with a 8-round magazine, one in the pipe, and shot production, and it was terrible. And I was like, the first thing I did was ran out and spent I have well over $1,500 in a freaking VP9 now for USPSA that I'll probably never use. But the point being was I really didn't concentrate on the mental aspect of what am I doing wrong before I start blaming the gear. And I'm still guilty of that to a point, but I'm learning. Most pistols that are at least reliable will outshoot the shooter. That's just it. There's guys that completely smoke competitions with M&Ps. Seen it happen. So then when I got into the precision rifle gas gun stuff, the first time I went out there, I just grabbed a rifle out of the safe. I didn't even know what a mill was. I didn't know how to use my reticle. I didn't know how to do shit. I didn't know my velocity, nothing. And really, I'll take a moment to give a shout out to Ash and Jack for doing the quantified performance thing, because I don't know that they were the first, but certainly the first to get this big to like solely concentrate on gas gun and precision. I think they kind of created this right when barrel technology and all that made that kind of competing like really, really possible. I could be wrong there, but you know, and then I was like, well, this rifle ain't gonna cut it for what I want to do. So I went and built another rifle for that precision game, and I improved, but I can't credit the rifle anymore because amongst that, I also went to the drawing board and I figured out, like, did research and asked people and nagged them and annoyed people, like, why do I care about bullet coefficient? Why do I care about twist rates, which I still confuse? Why do I care about barrel length or gas system length and all this stuff? And it was like all these mental variables in equipment. And I went down all those rabbit holes. And then I was going to these classes with the mind of, all right, let me figure this rifle out. I'm like, spending way too much time, wasted a lot of years already glossing over what's Kane doing wrong. What am I doing wrong in my mental game, or like before a stage, well, before a competition, 2 weeks before a competition, the day of a competition. You know, there's a huge part of this game that I'm now just trying to really wrap my head around that makes the difference between the guys at the top and the guys at the bottom. Guys at the bottom, they probably don't have the equipment or the mental game. The guys in the middle, I hung out there for a while. You know, I was starting to get some of the variables in the equipment equation, start factoring those in. But I'm still not at the top. I want to be at the point where I can show up to a PRS match and be competitive, not at least hold my own in the gas gun thing. So anyway, I'll wrap this up. I think a good start is a book, I forget the author now, that hits on this directly. I think Jim Davis, Capable Citizen, and now Sons of Liberty Gunworks, for recommending to me. It's called With Winning in Mind. It's a very easy listen while you're driving. Kind of blew the lid off what I was searching for as far as taking me to the next level. And now I've tugged on that thread, and that's a road I'm going down. If you don't have time for a book, get on the Green Ops podcast and listen to the one from that Steve Anderson's on there and give that a listen. And if it gets you scratching your head a little bit, then salute, because you're on the same track that I'm at, and we got a lot to learn. Later.